Some other things to consider as you begin to look at submitting a proposal. Um, Eligibility criteria. Are you a match? Do they even fund universities? 501c3s, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Are they community organizations that only give to small local nonprofits? Are there particular individual criteria that is important for those people that submit? By that I mean, does it particularly look at career stages of a faculty member? Is it interested more in young investigators, mid-career faculty members? Institutional limitations. And I referred to the very beginning some of the lingo that are used. And it's very important that you know that lingo because the university is very interested in the particular foundation requirements. We talk about limited submission. Limited submission means there's only one application from an institution that's allowed to that funding agency. So oftentimes if Arizona State University knows of an RFP and knows that it is a limited submission, they collect those from people that are interested in the funding, and the university, through several different methods, will find one particular proposal to submit to that organization. There have been incidences where faculty members have submitted proposals to a funding agency not knowing that there is a only limited submission possibility, and the result of that is unfortunate because that takes away an opportunity from other academic areas within the university because the foundation will consider that to be that one organization. So make sure if it's a limited submission that you're speaking to someone at the foundation. Something you might also see as a limitation, partner institutions. It's rare that you might find it, but in some cases you'll see that on the eligibility considerations. In some occasions, some funders will only fund institutions that have gone through a particular vetting process with the funder. If you identify a funding agency that lists itself as a partner institution, reach out to the ASU Foundation, Office of Corporate Foundation Relations, to see whether or not ASU is a member of that partner institution. In some cases, if we're not, there's a process at ASU that can, if it's an interesting funding opportunity, in some cases they might seek the funding agency's approval of Arizona State so that the next RFP they might consider something from the Arizona Foundation. Again, know that you can ask any of those questions through the OCFR email that I gave you earlier. The other last thing is those agencies that are limited by the current funding status. So for instance, not until the current funding ends, a year after the last application, or the grantee is out of compliance, are all examples of things that may be limiting opportunities for potential proposals.